Are you tired of constantly seeking approval from others, feeling like your worth depends on their opinions? Many people struggle with what is often called people-pleasing, a habit that quietly drains confidence and prevents personal growth. The desire to be liked or accepted is natural, but when it becomes the driving force behind your decisions, it can create stress, anxiety, and even self-doubt. You might notice yourself saying yes when you want to say no, avoiding conflict even at the cost of your own comfort, or changing your thoughts and behavior to fit what others expect. While these actions might temporarily smooth over relationships, they come with a hidden price: losing touch with your own judgment and inner guidance. The renowned thinker and spiritual teacher Dr. Joseph Murphy often emphasized that our minds are incredibly powerful and that trusting ourselves is the first step toward true confidence. According to his teachings, when we rely too heavily on external validation, we inadvertently hand over control of our lives to others, letting their approval or disapproval determine how we feel about ourselves. Breaking free from this pattern begins with awareness, recognizing when your choices are motivated by fear of rejection rather than by your own values and desires. Once you see the habit clearly, you can start to retrain your mind. Murphy taught that affirmations, conscious thought, and positive self-belief are tools anyone can use to strengthen inner confidence. By speaking and thinking in ways that reinforce your self-worth, you can gradually shift your focus from pleasing others to honoring your own principles. This doesn't mean disregarding relationships or becoming selfish. On the contrary, it allows you to interact with others authentically, maintaining harmony without compromising who you are. When your actions come from a place of genuine choice rather than obligation, you invite more respect, trust, and meaningful connection into your life. The process requires patience, practice, and self-compassion, but the results are transformative. You begin to feel lighter, freer, and more secure in making decisions that serve your personal growth. Over time, the need for constant approval diminishes because your confidence is anchored internally rather than externally. You develop a clearer sense of purpose and a deeper trust in your own abilities, allowing you to pursue goals, express opinions, and set boundaries without guilt. In essence, you are reclaiming your life from the invisible pressure of other people's expectations. Drawing inspiration from Dr. Joseph Murphy, this journey is about cultivating a mindset that supports self-respect and inner strength. By shifting your focus inward and consciously nurturing confidence, you can break the cycle of people-pleasing, live authentically, and embrace the freedom that comes from valuing your own voice above the fleeting approval of others. Once you recognize the patterns of people-pleasing in your life, the next step is learning how to respond differently, consciously choosing confidence over approval. One of the most powerful strategies is setting clear personal boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to shut people out. Rather, they are guidelines that define what you are comfortable with and what you are not. When you communicate your needs calmly and respectfully, you create space for authentic relationships. Dr. Joseph Murphy emphasized that our subconscious mind responds to clear, consistent messages, and when we reinforce self-respect through our actions and thoughts, we gradually reprogram our minds to prioritize our own well-being. Start small if it feels challenging. Say no to a request that drains you, politely but firmly. Notice how it feels to honor your own preferences instead of automatically accommodating others. Another essential technique is cultivating awareness of your thoughts and self-talk. People-pleasing often thrives on internal messages like, "If I don't do this, they won't like me," or "I have to make everyone happy." By identifying these thoughts, you can challenge them and replace them with affirmations that encourage confidence and self-trust. For example, repeating statements such as, "I honor my own choices and trust my judgment," or "My value is not determined by others' approval," can gradually reshape your mindset. Murphy's teachings remind us that repetition of positive thoughts has a profound effect on the subconscious mind, allowing you to internalize self-assurance rather than relying on outside validation. Practicing self-reflection is also critical. Take time each day to evaluate your actions. Did you make choices aligned with your values? Or were you motivated by fear of disapproval? Journaling these experiences can help you recognize patterns and track your progress. Over time, you will notice that decisions made from authenticity feel lighter, more natural, and even energizing. while actions driven by people-pleasing feel heavy and stressful. Surrounding yourself with supportive, understanding people further strengthens this process. When you engage with others who respect your boundaries and encourage self-expression, it becomes easier to maintain confidence in your own judgment. Conversely, distancing yourself from relationships that constantly demand approval can prevent regression into old habits. Finally, embrace the idea that mistakes are part of growth. People-pleasing often stems from fear of making others unhappy, but no one can control how others feel. Dr. Joseph Murphy taught that self-love and forgiveness are essential components of building confidence. By forgiving yourself for past tendencies and approaching each day with intentionality, you create a foundation for lasting inner strength. Over time, these strategies, setting boundaries, affirming positive self-beliefs, reflecting on your choices, surrounding yourself with supportive people, and practicing self-compassion, form a comprehensive approach to breaking free from people-pleasing. With patience and persistence, you begin to live in alignment with your true self, cultivating a life that feels empowering, authentic, and deeply satisfying. The journey is not always easy, but the freedom and self-assurance you gain are invaluable, transforming both your relationships and your connection with yourself. As you continue this journey, it's important to understand that building confidence without seeking approval is not a quick fix. It is a lifelong process of self-discovery and mental reinforcement. One of the most powerful tools in this transformation is the conscious use of visualization and affirmation, techniques that Dr. Joseph Murphy emphasized repeatedly in his teachings. By mentally picturing yourself acting with confidence, setting boundaries, and making decisions based on your own judgment, you train your subconscious mind to accept these behaviors as natural. Visualization allows you to rehearse real-life situations in a safe mental space, so when challenges arise, your mind is already conditioned to respond assertively rather than reactively. Alongside visualization, affirmations help reinforce positive beliefs about yourself. Simple statements like, "I am capable of making my own choices," or "I trust myself completely," repeated daily, strengthen your inner voice and gradually reduce the need for external validation. Another critical aspect of lasting change is developing emotional resilience. People-pleasing often stems from a fear of conflict or rejection, but learning to tolerate discomfort and navigate difficult interactions is essential. When you encounter disagreement or criticism, remind yourself that your self-worth is not determined by someone else's opinion. Murphy often taught that the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. It responds to the thoughts we focus on consistently. Therefore, by cultivating thoughts of inner strength and self-assurance, you effectively reshape how you react to external pressures. Additionally, practicing gratitude and self-appreciation supports this growth. Take time each day to acknowledge the choices you made that honored your values, no matter how small. Recognizing these moments reinforces your sense of agency and builds momentum for more confident actions in the future. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is equally important. Engage with people who celebrate authenticity, offer encouragement, and respect your individuality. Avoid situations or relationships that pressure you into conforming at the expense of your self-respect. Over time, you will notice a shift in how you perceive both yourself and others. Instead of seeking approval, you begin to approach life with curiosity and purpose, guided by your own principles rather than the fluctuating expectations of others. It's also helpful to remember that setbacks are a natural part of growth. You may occasionally revert to old habits of people-pleasing, but these moments are opportunities to learn, adjust, and strengthen your resolve. Dr. Joseph Murphy emphasized that persistence, patience, and self-belief are key to transforming the subconscious mind. By consistently reinforcing empowering thoughts and behaviors, you create a lasting foundation of self-confidence. Ultimately, breaking free from people-pleasing is about reclaiming your personal power and living authentically. When you trust your own judgment and honor your inner voice, you not only experience greater peace and satisfaction, but also inspire others to do the same. The process may take time, but the rewards, a life led by purpose, clarity, and genuine self-respect, are profound and enduring. Embracing this approach allows you to navigate relationships, career decisions, and everyday interactions with calm assurance, knowing that your worth comes from within, not from the fleeting approval of others.